Hey, what is up guys? Anthony here. I hope your day is going fantastic. If you could ask me, I think you would ask how my day is going. My day is going pretty good. Woke up a little late. I had duty yesterday. Went to the gym, ate some food. There's supposed to be a tropical storm coming through here. Hopefully that doesn't turn off the lights during this video or something like that. But yeah, I hope your day's been good. Hope your week's been fantastic. Hope your holidays are good. Today, what we're going to talk about is what happens whenever somebody gets in trouble in the military. So there are a few things, there's a lot of things that could happen if you get in trouble in the military. Everything is covered under the UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The Uniform Code of Military Justice is a federal law that allows the military to handle their problems without the civilian sector, without it being like an actual federal problem, depending on the magnitude of the mishap or the mistake that you've made. So I'm going to start off with a story of two Marines that I know who got in a similar type of trouble. They both got DWIs. One of them got a DWI on base. He was just moving his car. He had a little bit to drink. He forgot to turn on his headlights, so the cop stopped him on base for not having his headlights on, realized that the Marine was drunk. So this Marine gets in trouble. He gets 45 days restriction, and that's about it. So during restriction, what happens is you have to check in with the squadron duty officer every single day from certain times, unless you have work. If you're at work, you're at work. But while you're off work, you have to go and check in with the SDO. I think it's every hour, and on the weekends, maybe every 2 hours or something like that. And that's kind of all that happened to this Marine. He got 45 days restriction, couldn't really go off base, can't drive. They take your driving privileges once you get a DWI, but that was really it. There's another story of another Marine who got a DWI off base. So he got into legal trouble in the civilian sector, not just in the Marine Corps. So I think he has to go to, AA meetings and stuff like that. He has to go to court. He has to check in. He got demoted, half pay, but that can happen too if you get into a certain kind of trouble. They can take away your pay, they can take away your rank, they can take away your driving privileges, they can take away a lot of things. They can take away plenty of things, and that's all under the UCMJ. Like, there's a set of rules that the commanding officer has to follow, and it's kind of up to him, up to commander's discretion of what happens to the Marine when they get in trouble. Let's say you don't do anything too crazy. Let's say you get a speeding ticket off base. Sometimes you have to do a class online, driver's awareness, and you have to do defensive driving and things like that, depending on the type of ticket that you have. Or if it becomes a reoccurring problem, then the punishments get more and more severe. And there's some things that just aren't acceptable, like drugs. If you get caught doing drugs, you get kicked out of the Marine Corps. You're gone within, I'm not going to say next week because it takes a long time to process people out of the military, but you get out of the Marine Corps relatively quick. And let's say you do something crazy like, assault or something just nuts. It's called the brig. It's basically a military jail where you stay. I don't know the details on the brig because I don't ever want to go. I know all my friends don't ever want to go to the brig. But it's basically a jail, a military style jail. And you stay there for however long they deem necessary till you learn your lesson, I guess. That's the one place that every Marine wants to avoid, is the brig. Or any kind of legal trouble. You don't want to get speeding tickets, you don't want to get DWIs, you don't want to get any of that, because it could just ruin your military career from one night to the next. You could be in 3 years and 11 months, and say you're supposed to get out that 4-year mark honorably. If you mess up 1 month before your EAS, that's it. It's a dishonorable discharge, and all your benefits go away. People look at you differently when you're trying to look for a job because they're wondering why you got dishonorably discharged rather than honorably discharged. So it's really important that in the military, that's kind of why we have our status or our structure, because it's important that you don't get in trouble. That's why Marines hold themselves accountable and hold each other accountable and take responsibility for the things that they do, and they really try to stay out of trouble. There's always a few bad apples though who don't necessarily care about the structure or the rules or anything like that. And those are the Marines, or those are the military members who get into serious trouble. And whenever you do get, when these things happen, you get a non-judicial punishment. It's called an NJP. People call it a ninja punch. It's basically the paperwork that you get before you kind of get in trouble. It's like, if you get 3 NJPs, then something even more serious is going to happen. You could get kicked out of the military if you get 3 NJPs. So what happened to that first Marine who got his DWI on base? He got NJP'd, and then he got 45 days restriction. So he had to check in every hour on the hour with the SDO, and he can't drive, so he would have to walk maybe 10 minutes. Doesn't matter the weather, you're walking 10 minutes to to the squadron, and you're gonna check in with the squadron duty officer every hour on the hour. Discord in the lights are flickering, unless I'm tripping. But it causes discord in the working areas and things like that, and people kind of look at you differently because, hey, this guy, don't hang out with him, he's a troublemaker, you don't want to involve yourself in that. Getting into legal trouble is seriously the last thing that any military member wants to, involve themselves in, because it can ruin your whole enlistment, it can ruin everything, because you don't get benefits whenever you get kicked out, you don't get your GI Bill, you don't get nothing. It's like you never really join, honestly. And having the dishonorable discharge is, like, you can't, I'm not sure completely, but I don't think you could get another federal job if you have a dishonorable discharge. And it doesn't matter how many years you did, you could have been in 19 years. Those are things that could happen if you get in trouble to the military. If you are thinking about joining and you're a disagreeable person and you don't like to follow rules, I would seriously consider learning how to follow rules. You don't want to get in trouble, you don't want to involve yourself with other people that get in trouble, because it's just a slippery slope of bad things waiting to happen to you. But if you do have any questions, anything else that I can answer, just leave a comment. I answer 100% of the comments. You can go look at every single video, every comment is answered. So just leave a comment, I'll get back to you. Yeah, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, so you don't miss any other videos if you're thinking about joining. I'm constantly posting stuff about things to get you ready to be in the military, and just things that I wish I knew before I ever even joined the military. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.